Hey guys, welcome back, and we're here to talk to you about the 3 mistakes we made getting started in keeping ball python.
Number 1, humidity.
So, humidity is something that I try to preach when we were first getting started and first starting to use the coconut substrate, Reptichip or Cocoa Blocks from Freedom Breeder. I didn't realize how well it held humidity in. So I would look at these cocoa substrate, and I don't know if you can tell here, but it looks dry as a bone. I would spray it down daily. Well, unbeknownst to me, until I put in one of these GoV meters after I shut the tub, that these were remaining at about 90% humidity. So me spraying it down was causing the humidity to spike to 99.9% or above. And I believe that was causing bacterial RIs for my ball pythons. I would take humidity of the room and assume that was the humidity of the tubs, and that wasn't the case. If you are keeping ball pythons in tubs or a PVC enclosure, or I guess any type of enclosure, I'd say don't just trust what the humidity in your room is. In a glass enclosure with a screened in lid, that's probably pretty close, but I would still check at the point where the animal is living to take your humidity readings and decide whether you need to add humidity. What is going on?
Meanwhile, you're talking, Cindy decided to crawl into the chair.
Alright. Control your snake. So, I would make it a habit of taking your humidity and temperature, for that matter, where the animal is at.
Number 2, pairing frequency.
Try it again.
Pairing frequency. Number 2, pairing frequency.
So, just getting started out breeding our first year, we had heard a lot of advice from a lot of different breeders, a lot of different YouTubers and videos, and one of the tips we got was that, storms can help a male want to breed and a female want to breed. The storms could help them want to breed, which is that's true from everything I've witnessed. That drop in barometric pressure can spur them to want to lock up. What the mistake I made is every time it would storm, I'd try to make sure I paired up my males with my females. And one male in particular ended up getting an infection and had to be taken to the vet and put on antibiotics because for me, I believe his immune system was a little too weak because he was being paired too frequently. So to combat this, I do recommend creating a schedule or a routine for yourself and pairing your male no more than 2 to 3 days a week, potentially. Ooh, this is a big girl, Belle. And this is Belle. She just laid eggs for us about, 3 weeks ago?
About 3-4.
So, yeah. So I'd say create a schedule for yourself before the season starts and try to stick to that schedule and allow that rest time for your males in between pairing them with females. And this is mainly for if you're pairing them with multiple females. The one tip of advice I got was that they should be paired once a month with a female, whereas I was probably doing like once a week because I was just so overzealous to make sure that they were locking up.
Number 3, enclosure mistakes.
So for this one, we were trying to give ball pythons, I guess you'd say, as much room as possible. So we started off with putting them in either glass aquarium, the front opening style aquariums, or 4x2x2 PVC enclosures. And what I found was happening was that a lot of my older snakes that I had acquired to start my breeding projects, like similar to Belle here, would go off feed, and they would not feed. So they were used to the tub style enclosure, and they were used to the gray tub style, I guess you'd say, or the opaque, so where there's no light shining through, as opposed to the clear tubs. And they went off food until I figured that out, essentially. The lesson I learned in all of that was listen to your ball python or your snake or your animal when it comes to husbandry. So you can listen to any YouTuber, you can listen to me, you can listen to anybody you want, but every snake is different. Arbok, when we first got him, we had him in a glass enclosure, and he would not eat for me until I covered up the top, the sides, and the back, because he did not feel secure. As I said, these adult females would not eat for me because they didn't feel secure unless they were in a tub system. It's because what they were probably used to and grown up in. So listen to your animal. I have snakes that go into these tubs and they don't do as well. They end up rubbing, and we end up moving them into larger enclosures so they have the space to roam. So every ball python is different, and the most important thing you can do when it comes to your enclosure size, your enclosure type, is pay attention to your animal. They will tell you whether they are comfortable or not. They will tell you by their behaviors. They will tell you by where they're spending most of their time in the enclosure. If it's too hot, they're going to see them on the cool side. If you're not giving them fresh water enough, you're going to see them come and drink as soon as you drop water in there. That means they were waiting for it. For humidity, you're going to see them pushing, potentially trying to get out if it's too humid, too dry. And for, like I said, the enclosure style, you may see them go off food if they are not comfortable and do not feel safe. Now, if you do have a larger enclosure and your snake is not eating, I would suggest that you provide as many hides as possible and as much. No, don't do that. I can barely control her right now. Here, take her. We picked the two most active snakes for this video. So bottom line, if you are going to put them in a big enclosure, give them a lot of places to hide and a lot of, I'd say, branches and things that they can explore. If they do want to, they'll typically be at night, seeing how these snakes are nocturnal. From that sense, anything you do with these animals, pay attention to their behaviors. The biggest thing I hear is that, ball pythons go off of food and that's normal. It can be normal. It can be normal if they are breeding, if it's breeding season, but typically there's a reason why, and you want to make sure not to dismiss that in case there is something seriously wrong going on. That's it for this one, guys. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.